Hello again. So now I've got my lighted mirror, I thought I'd have another go at the simple makeup, easy for when you really don't feel like making an effort, but you just want to make yourself look a little less poorly. So first of all, whatever you do, look after your skin. It's really easy to feel like you can't be bothered, but your skin is being affected by the treatment, so it needs a bit of help more than ever. But if you can get it so that it's really easy and you really like the products that you're using, then that will make it much more pleasant and much more likely that you will use your skincare routine. So I recently saw a program about how to look 10 years younger, and they spoke to a skin specialist who said vitamin C in the morning, vitamin A in the evening. So I happen to have a sample with my Avon products of a vitamin C Radiance maximising serum. So I was able to try it without buying, because it's quite expensive. It was £20. But that's 30 mils, so that'll last me quite a long time, because you really don't need too much. So I've started using this underneath, so just a small pump, and then I put it all over so that I haven't got too much in one place. And that feels like it's really moisturising, waking my skin up under the neck. You can of course take your cream down onto your décolletage, but I'm not going to do that, because perhaps you've had radiotherapy and you've got a bit of a rash, and I've actually been struggling with a rash for a while, various parts of my body, which is another story. So I just keep that clear. The other thing, which I never used to bother with when I was young, why would you? Thought I was going to be young forever somehow. I use an eye cream, which is again Avon, a new clinical, and it's got sort of a gel that goes on the top, which feels lovely, and then a cream which goes underneath, which is really soothing. Let that sink in. Now you might think, well, that's enough for me, I don't want to bother with any more. But if you're going to put foundation on, you will find that the serum alone won't allow it to sit properly on your skin. So I would use a cream that you like the smell of, because aromatherapy is a big part of making you feel good. And I've found this a new Ultimate Day. I'm not an Avon rep really. I've just discovered their products, which are not too expensive for me now that I'm no longer working, and that I like as well, and often that you can try it first. I worried about these lines around my lips, so I put plenty of moisturiser there. Now if you feel like you're up to it, it's not a bad idea to give yourself a little face massage, sort of sliding your fingers to move the muscles up above the cheekbones, and it sort of can bring your face to life a bit, give you a bit of natural colour with you getting the circulation going, which I'm always pale, but when I was going through chemotherapy I was naturally paler a degree more. Yeah, so that's given it time to go in nicely. So let's say this is a day where you think, I just really can't be bothered. But I don't want to show my face, see my face looking this bad. And you will see that my eyebrows are really pale, almost invisible, and you can't, I've got quite long lashes now, but you can't see them. So I still look like a lot of people would look when they're going through chemo. So it's a good example of, you know, how to easily make yourself look better. So what I would say is, the very least, I would deal with my under eye dark circles, as that is something that everybody gets even normally. So I've used lots of different ones over the years, and mainly the ones that I use are the ones that match my colour at the time. So I've got absolutely no tan, so I've gone back to using the Touche Eclat Yves Saint Laurent, which is world famous and isn't too thick. But you know, you can try lots of concealers are very reasonably priced, and the main thing is just to cover the worst of the dark, which just lifts your face. The next thing, which I think is most important, at least to me, is the eyebrows. So I tried different things: powder with a brush, pencil is fine, but I found it took me longer to make it look natural. I just wanted something quick. So I got Eyeliner brow pomade and the Eyeliner brush, which is a sort of slightly angled, and it's got a bristle brush on the end so that you can smooth it out so it doesn't look too harsh. So this unbelievably is blonde, so if it was blonde it wouldn't really notice, would it? But I would be careful not to go anything too dark while you're very pale, if in fact you are. So I just take a bit at a time, not too much, brush it on in that sort of angled motion, and then I sweep to the end. So it's as quick as that, and there's nothing dropped down, there's nothing around my eye, and it looks a bit dark compared to the other one, so I'm just going to brush it to smudge it and soften it. And then I'll match the other one up. And just sweep the natural shape of your eyebrow. So they look fairly similar. Don't try and get them to match exactly, because you'll be there forever. But as long as they look fairly consistent. So that's made a big difference. And the next thing, if I had lashes, I'd put mascara on, but let's say this is when you haven't got any lashes, then I'd go for the eyeliner. This is what I used, which I mentioned in the episode about eyelashes, when I gave up trying to put false lashes on. Of course, now you've got magnetic ones that you can buy that are about £25, and you paint eyeliner on, which is magnetic, and then you just put the eyelashes and they attach to it, and it keeps them on, which is amazing, because obviously you haven't got any of your own lashes to attach fake lashes to. So that's an option. Or you can just draw a liquid line. I go from about the middle. Depends on the shape of your eyes really, but mine have always been a bit round, and I tried to make them sort of look more almond shaped. So I would do that, match up the other one. Now this isn't a brush. A lot of people, I prefer a brush, but a lot of people are afraid of using an eyeliner brush. But this is a sort of a fairly stiff material that For some it would be easier to use. So that sort of made my eyes look a little bit more like they're defined. And then the next thing I would do is just a little bit of blusher. I'd use a cream blusher because I think powder, when your skin is dry anyway and you're looking pale, can just look too false, and certainly when you're not doing a full makeup. So this is a Steeler one, which was a treat to myself, but I keep things for much longer than I should, according to the experts. So I make the most of spending it and having a treat. But there are so many out there which are reasonable. So I smile and then I just put it on the apples of my cheeks. Not too much, just look like you're a bit flushed. Okay, now what you could do, even easier, is use your blusher on your lips. And then you're like, job done. Now that seems to have taken a bit longer than you'd want, but it's because I've been talking. That is pretty quick actually. So in the next episode I'll add to this and show you my full makeup, and now with my new grown eyelashes and how that looks.